Hey guys, Christian here, and yes, I'm back. So there are many cars out there that continuously fool people into thinking they're expensive to buy, but the truth is that a lot of them are actually quite affordable, as in cheap. Today I'll show you 5 perfect examples, and if this video gets 5,000 likes, then I'll consider making a part 2. So before I get into the 5 cars, I want to share something with you all that's going to save you lots of money on holiday shopping. I mean, who really doesn't want to know how to save money? All you need is honey. But wait a minute. What's honey? Honey is a browser extension that automatically looks all over the web for the best promo codes when you're shopping online. This means you effortlessly get the best deals every single time on over 20,000 sites, including some popular ones like Amazon, eBay, Auto Parts Warehouse, Walmart, Target, Best Buy, and more. I actually got to buy a gift for my father. Here, let me show you how easy it is to save money. Oh yeah, and a big thanks to Honey for sponsoring today's video. It's super easy to install. Just visit joinhoney.com/vehiclevirals, click Add Honey, confirm your selection, and now you'll automatically be able to save money. I decided to get a few essential car cleaning products for my dad. At the checkout page, this dancing coin pops up. Hit apply coupons, and now you wait while Honey searches for the best possible promo codes to save you money. And look at that, save 25 bucks for doing absolutely nothing. Guys, there's really no reason why you shouldn't get Honey today. It's free and it installs in just 2 clicks. Plus, imagine all the money you or your loved one can save while shopping for the holidays. Get Honey for free at joinhoney.com/vehiclevirals. That is joinhoney.com/vehiclevirals. Now let's get on with the video. First car on the list is the Mercedes CLA 250. To most people, a Mercedes is a Mercedes, which is why many may classify the CLA 250 as an expensive car to buy. Well, this specific model, that's not quite the case. Consider it an entry-level Mercedes, and that's right, I use the word entry twice. The car's sole purpose was to target younger buyers while still having a low enough price point to compete with low-class cars from other manufacturers. Actually, it was a pretty smart idea. Get you into their ecosystem at a lower than usual price point, and next thing you know it, you've upgraded into an actual C-Class. Of course, the CLA 250 has some compromises for a Mercedes that once carried a brand new sticker price of around $30,000. Instead of a rear-wheel drive system like most Mercedes, this car is a front-wheel drive. In fact, it was the first front-wheel drive Mercedes offered in the United States when it first released for the 2014 model year. I don't know, a front-wheel drive Mercedes? Just doesn't sound right. Just like a front-wheel drive BMW, yet both offer models just like that. The CLA 250's interior is another giveaway that corners were cut to accommodate a lower price point. It doesn't look bad, it's just that the materials and refinement you normally find in a Mercedes aren't quite there, but that is expected. Ride quality has been described as a bit too harsh for a car with a Mercedes badge by many auto journalists, and the performance numbers you get out of the power plant isn't really that exciting, well, at least for car enthusiasts. It's a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo engine that produces 208 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque. Combine that power with the overall car weight of around 3,300 pounds, and a 0 to 60 miles per hour sprint happens in 6.5 seconds. Here's the thing, the CLA 250 is not a bad car to own. It definitely has its positives. The exterior design looks absolutely stunning in my opinion. It has the right touch of sportiness and looks much more expensive than what they sell for. Gas mileage is a plus factor as well, courtesy of the 2-liter engine. 26 miles per gallon city and 38 miles per gallon highway, which is very impressive if you ask me. And it comes equipped with a dual clutch system, which is a big surprise for a car of this price point. You can easily find them used for around $11,000 and ones with lower miles for around $12,000. You'll end up with a relatively quick and efficient car with a premium badge. You won't get air suspension or massaging seats, but you still get the Mercedes badge that'll have many thinking you paid much more for the car. Second car is a Chrysler 300. While this car here won't trick any car enthusiast into thinking it's more expensive than what it actually is, non-car people, no, that's a different story. The unmistakable front end sort of represents something it's not, a Rolls Royce, or maybe a Bentley, or maybe even both. And I don't think that was done by accident. The Chrysler 300 has always sold very well over the years for a reason. By making this model look more high-end than what it really is, it's been able to survive in the market for as long as it has. It's been around since 2005, then receiving an update in 2011, and now it's only one of 3 cars offered on Chrysler's website. I've personally driven a 300 many times. I mean, who hasn't? Every time I was in a situation that I needed a rental car, Enterprise always provided me with one of these. First thing you notice about the 300 is that it's a big car. You can see it and you can definitely feel it when you're driving. It has a bit of a boat feeling, but the positive of being such a large car is the amount of space you get inside. You can easily fit adults of all sizes in the front and in the rear. Imagine that, roomy rear seats, something that seems like a dying feature nowadays due to sloping exterior lines. Road trips are comfortable, the ride is smooth and very quiet. As far as power goes, the 300 comes equipped with a 3.6 liter V6 that produces 292 horsepower and 260 pound-feet of torque, which is more than enough for most people. Sometimes you can snag a steal and find a 300S or 300C that comes equipped with the more capable Hemi power plant, a 5.7 liter V8 that produces 363 horsepower and 394 pound-feet of torque. But if you go that route, just be prepared for the fuel efficiency to take a major hit. Overall, if you're looking for a cheap way to get into luxury, well, the Chrysler 300 can be a good choice. It's packed with a ton of features you normally wouldn't get for the price. The muscular exterior design resembles an executive level car, and if you debadge it, you may fool a bunch of people when you're out on the road. Reliability wise, it's not that good. People always say you'll never forget your first Chrysler because for the most part, it's normally their last because of how unreliable they can be, which is probably why you can find them for so cheap secondhand. I was able to find 2015 and up models for around a little under and a little over $10,000. Third car on the list is the Genesis G70. Okay, so this car here is not necessarily cheap in price, but hear me out. It definitely looks much more expensive than what it goes for, even if it is an extension of the Hyundai brand. Let's call it attainable or affordable rather than cheap. The Genesis badge alone fools about anyone that it's some sort of an exotic brand, Bentley. And all the features that come equipped rival those found on more popular German luxury cars like the BMW 3 Series, Mercedes C-Class, and Audi A4. And unlike those cars which are commonly seen on the road, the G70 can probably attract much more attention. I mean, Genesis in general doesn't have much brand awareness among the general population. They only offer 3 cars at the moment and no SUVs or trucks. They are the G70, which is all new for the Genesis brand, the G80, which was formerly known as the Hyundai Genesis, and the G90, which was known as the Equus. The G70 is a sweet looking car in my opinion, and where you can really see its prestige is on the front end with that massive grille, very unique bumper design, and that very distinctive badge of course. The interior is equally as impressive, quality materials used throughout and laid out nicely. As far as performance goes, you can get the G70 in 2 different variants, a 2-liter turbo version that produces 252 horsepower and 260 pound-feet of torque, or a 3.3-liter twin turbo V6 that produces 365 horsepower and 376 pound-feet of torque. It's the same one used in the Kia Stinger GT. Fun fact, the entire G70 uses the same platform as the Stinger, which is why looking at it from its side you can see some resemblance. The G70 just focuses a bit more on luxury while the Stinger GT leans more towards sportiness. But don't get me wrong, the G70 can be sporty as well, especially if you have one with the Sport package installed, which includes Brembo brakes, a sportier exhaust, 19-inch wheels wrapped in Pilot Sport 4S Michelin tires, and even a traditional 6-speed manual. Yeah, you heard me right, a traditional 6-speed. Gotta love what the Koreans are doing with their cars. Once known for cheap and rather unreliable cars, now are actually producing some quality ones. I think Hyundai did a good move by separating Genesis as its own brand in 2015 because let's be honest, badges matter to people more than they should. You can find a Genesis G70 for around $29,000, and while that may sound like a lot to many people, on the road it can pass off for a car that's worth twice that price. Fourth cheap car on the list is the Maserati Ghibli. Now this one is a real shocker. We are talking about a car that has depreciated by more than 75% in just 2 to 3 years. That honestly has to be a record. And even though the Ghibli is considered an entry-level Maserati, it still has a starting price of around $71,000. And now you can find them for well under $20,000 secondhand. Of course there is a reason for that: high maintenance costs and poor reliability. It's sad because many people already know this about Maserati cars, which is why you can easily find them at such a low price. Funny story, a buddy of mine went to go look at one recently, 2015 with around 50,000 miles, selling for just $25,000. Keep in mind, he was driving a Toyota Camry at the time. I told him don't do it, unless they offer him a good deal on an extended warranty, either that or that the dealer can prove that all the major services have been performed. To make a long story short, he didn't listen to a word I said and purchased the car on his own terms. 2 days later, guys, 2 days later, the engine light was bright as hell, followed by the brake light. The car started to misfire and shake, the pads were low, the rotors were warped, and now my friend has to pay $10,000 out of pocket to fix everything. That's almost half of what he paid for the car. Anyways, let's talk about some positives about the Ghibli. This is a businessman car. Driving one of these will get you lots of attention and compliments. I mean, after all, it is a Maserati, even if it is an entry-level one. Very few cars at this price point can attract as much attention. Another positive thing that really stands out about the Ghibli is the exhaust note. Maserati absolutely perfected this on their cars. I guess you can partially give credit to Ferrari for assisting them with the engine. The base version one and the SQ4 variant are turbocharged V6 engines. The lower spec one produces 345 horsepower and 369 pound-feet of torque, while the S1 produces 406 horsepower and 404 pound-feet of torque. If you want others to believe you just received a promotion at work, well, then get a Ghibli. But remember, you'll be taking a risk when it comes to reliability. But hey, some would rather gamble to have a more exciting car. Like me. Fifth and final car is the Cadillac ATS. First launched in 2012 as a smaller and more affordable, and some would say a more fun-size alternative to the CTS. Sadly, it didn't get much attention though because of the big spotlight on the CTS. Auto journalists love the ATS for most part, especially when they had a chance to drive the ATS V. So why didn't it sell well? Let's put it like this. Cadillac aimed directly at BMW's 3 Series playing field, a market that is so exclusive and hard to compete in. On top of that, it seems like Cadillac in general has been tanking over the years, and they simply aren't what they used to be. This push to gain the trust and attention of younger buyers seems like a failure. Many still think Cadillac cars are only driven by older people. Reliability is also a concern. They are among one of the auto brands that always tend to place towards the very bottom of most dependability lists, mainly due to bad electronic failures. I've personally always liked Cadillac. I was a big fan of the Escalade growing up, and I'm also a big fan of the body styling of the CTS and the ATS. The lines and angles are so unique, and they really do separate themselves from what seems like copy and paste designs used throughout the luxury segment. There are many engine variants available from 2012 through 2019, but the ATSs I was able to find for the most affordable price from years 2015 and up was the 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo variation. It produces 272 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque, making it a pretty capable car performance-wise. Best part is that you can find them for around $16,000, which is more than 50% less than what their sticker prices once were. Cadillac discontinued them back in 2018, so you won't be able to find them new anymore. But why go new when you can save all this money and buy one used? I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember guys, 5,000 likes and I'll make a part 2. As always, thanks for watching. Till next time.